Welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Give out life replays for today's card. And on today's show, we'll have picks for here from the NBA. It is a 6-game card. Another monster card here from college basketball. Big card on the ice as well. Of course, would like you guys, if you would, give us that like, that thumbs up. Greatly appreciate that. Really helps build up our audience when you do that. And, of course, set those notifications as we have 5 live shows over our channel, so you don't want to miss any of our live shows. As a matter of fact, you want to make sure you interact because all of our live shows interact with chat as well, and you want to make sure you set those notifications. And if you're looking for our best plays, we're going to give you our free picks in the show. El Ninos will be joining me here in just a second. We're going to give you our free picks, but if you want our best bets, our premium plays, well, just click the link in the description, and that will take you on over to our site over at Tony'sPicks.com, where you will find our premium plays. Matter of fact, I'll share the screen with you here in just a second. We get the share screen working properly here on this browser, which it is not doing. So let's see what we can get it working again here. Let me refresh the screen, see if we can show you the share screen here. All right. Not now. Let me go ahead and share the screen with you guys. You can see our site right now where you'll find our best bets and our premium plays up there over at Tony'sPicks.com. That's where you'll find our best bets. So check it out, Tony'sPicks.com with our premium plays. Welcome in El Ninos here into the show right now as we get ready to rock it, roll with this card for today. Al, what's going on?
Yeah, coming off, I think, my roughest day of the 2026 campaign here, coming off an 0-2 day. Dropped my best bet, and then had a steam play, got a better number on a team I liked. Unfortunately, I guess there was a reason for that line move, and it didn't scare me away, and maybe it should have. But anyway, I like that play. Went the wrong way. Can't win them all. Try to bounce back today.
Yeah, it's bouncing back today. You had a 2-1 day. Hit the best bet again here with Wright State. Had Grand Canyon in the game. So pretty good day for me yesterday. By the way, we are looking for cappers. If you'd like to join us here on Tony's Picks and, of course, on our live shows and on-demand videos, just send us an email at support@tonyspicks.com, or you can just visit our website. You'll find the email form there. So email us at support@tonyspicks.com. You can also join us here and do an live audition here on our live shows. So, we can see what you got, what you're all about here. Matt, one of the requirements for our cappers is you have to come on screen, show us your face, show us your handicapping skill set, and to make regular appearances on our live shows or on-demand videos. We just want to make sure that, everyone you see on the show here, everyone on our site is legit, not fake cappers, not one capper with 5 accounts and that nonsense that goes on in the industry. Not here. We make sure everybody is a real person and with knowledge and something between the ears. That's why we want them here on the live shows. A lot of these sites don't even have people go on camera, and you have no clue how they handicap. But we want to make sure that we give a quality product here at Tony'sPicks.com. Like and subscribe. Good morning, Cal Dog, to you. Hope hope the weather is getting better at some point there. Spring is a little not too far away. Pitchers and catchers should be reporting pretty soon here as we're ready to flip into February tomorrow already. And you know what that means. A short month in February means we're getting real close to March Madness. So like, subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. All right, let's get to the games for today. 6-game card from the NBA. We'll do 2 blocks of 3. A good matchup here early morning here, noon Eastern time, Spurs and Hornets. Here we see San Antonio 4.5 on the road, total 227. Hawks and Pacers, Hawks 1.5 on the road, total 232. And then Pelicans at Sixers. It will be the Sixers laying 10. There's a 10.5 out there as well, total 232. Look at the injury reports in these games. Spurs and the Hornets here. Just Sokan out for San Antonio. For Charlotte, just Plumlee out. Green is probable. Atlanta and Indiana. We've got Okongwu and Porzingis out. Risatra and Johnson questionable there for Atlanta. Obi Toppin here is out for Indiana, but key injuries there for Atlanta. There are a lot of shooters in there. And then we go to Pelicans and Sixers. Murray out for New Orleans. Of course, DeAndre Murray, a huge trade talks here. Maybe bound for the Lakers with Rui. Rui on expiring contract. That's the rumor out there right now in Lakerland. Murray for Rui. We'll see what happens there. Grimes is probably start with El Ninos.
Yeah, some pretty good games here, if you ask me, to start the day off. Can't ask for you could, I guess, but 2 teams playing pretty well here, the Spurs and the Hornets. I got to lean to the Hornets at home here, getting more than a possession at -3. And this is pretty close. I mean, at -3, I may start considering the Spurs, but anything over that, it's starting to feel like a football game a little bit here, the way I'm sounding about it. But I think anything over that could come down the wire, and I wouldn't be shocked by a Hornets upset here. So I'll take the points with the Hornets. Next up, we got the Hawks, Pacers. Again, big question mark there. And Jalen Johnson there for the Hawks. But whether he plays or not, I think I'll have to be on the Hawks. Just the team having a better season. Now, the Pacers have shown some signs of life lately, but just a little bit more impressed by these Hawks. So I'll lay that number there. And the number I will not lay is double digits here. So I'll take the points with the Pelicans here. Again, if you like the Sixers, maybe take them to win both halves. They should be able to. But as far as the spread's concerned, I think the Pelicans, another team that's been relatively competitive. So I'll take the points with the Pelicans in this one.
Yeah, from El Nino's here. Tell you what I think about these games here. Spurs and Hornets, I got to take the points here. More than one possession against a Hornets team that's been shooting the ball very well here. The Hornets here have won 5 straight, really great three-point shooting over the past 2 weeks. They're hitting 48%, 37% from 3, and defending very well here. Spurs have struggled from 3 over that period of time. I can only look here at Charlotte here plus the points. Going to stay away from the Hawks, Pacers. The injuries there to Atlanta just too concerning here. Kongu is a contributor. Porzingis is, so is Johnson, so is Versace. I'll stay away. They're only topping out there for Indiana, so they're cleaning up that report there. Stay away from me, but I can only look at taking the points with Pelicans. I know it's a back-to-back, but the Sixers here not in very good defensive form over the past 2 weeks, giving up 48% shooting, but 40% from 3. Pelicans have covered 4 straight with good defense. I can only look at the Pelicans at that big number. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Closing out NBA with these final 3. Timberwolves and Grizzlies, we have Minnesota 8.5 on the road, total 229.5. Bulls and Heat again. We got Miami here, 4.5 at home, total 235.5. Mavericks and Rockets, your ABC game tonight. Rockets 10.5. There's 11 popping up now, total 223. We'll take a look at the injury reports here from these games. Bulls and Heat, the laundry list here. We got Collins and Trey Jones out for Chicago. Vucevic here is doubtful. Giddey, Miller, Smith, White are all questionable. For Miami, we have Norman Powell out. That's a big one. Rozier is out. Hero is out. We also have David Mitchell doubtful. Minnesota and Memphis. Just Shannon out for Minnesota. On the Memphis side, no Clark, no Edey, no Morant. Pippen, Jerome doubtful. Sandy Aldama, who does contribute here, he is questionable. Dallas, Houston, Irving Davis out. Just Van Fleet out for Houston. We go back to out.
Yeah, definitely too many question marks here on the Bulls. If these guys end up playing, yeah, sure, I'd take a shot on the Bulls, although you'd probably lose a lot of this value that you have on them, and this line's already dropped already as it is. So not one I'm rushing to bet. Again, just going to wait on these injury reports and see where this number lands. Next up, yeah, another game with, a lot more guys doubtful and out in this one for the Grizzlies. So the only way I could really look at this one, again, I'm not sure if we're even getting enough points to back the Grizzlies here on the spread. So the only way I can really look at this one, and you get a nice plus 150 here for the Wolves to win both halves. So I'd take a shot on that. And last but not least, yeah, I'd take the points with the Mavericks in this one. They've been playing some pretty good ball there. Cooper Flag obviously coming off his historic game there. So congrats to him. This, again, should be a pretty good, tough matchup here. These Rockets have been pretty good. They're at home. If you like them, again, I'd lean towards taking them to win both halves, but I like the points with the Mavs here to keep this one within single digits.
Yeah, from Al Nino's here. Tell you what I think here about some of these games here. I can only look at the Bulls here at the 4.5 here. Powell, key injury here from Miami. Bulls in pretty good shooting form here over the past 2 weeks at 49%, 44% from 3. I'll look at them to cover this number. Yeah, I can only look at taking the points with Memphis. Just don't trust Minnesota here. 13-11 road team. That's what they are. Just the 3.5 plus 3.5 net rating here. 3-3 spread over the past 6 games for Minnesota. Poor shooting as a result over the past 2 weeks, shooting just 45%. Grizzlies defending the 3 over that period of time. I'll look at Memphis in that spot. I can only look at taking the points here with the Dallas Mavericks. Looking at this one, Rockets have missed the cover in 11 of 14 with spots of poor shooting. Mavs over the past 2 weeks allowing just over 45% shooting, so they can defend a little bit here. Matter of fact, they have covered 5 of 7 with spots of good defense. So I'll look at the Dallas Mavericks in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Move on over to college hoops here for this big card today. We'll do 4 blocks, and we'll break them down here. In block 1, we'll cover the games at noon Eastern time and include the at noon Eastern time and include the 2:30 p.m. Eastern time games. So the games at 3 o'clock and later we'll do in block 2. Some of the notable games here in this first block will be here Texas Tech and UCF. Looks like UCF 4.5 on the road. Duke will be a 12-point favorite at Virginia Tech. Georgetown favored here. Butler favored 5.5 at home against Georgetown. Houston now up to 15 at home against Cincinnati from an opener of 13 in that game. So that has been a significant move here. Seton Hall laying 7 home against Marquette. Xavier laying 4.5 at home against DePaul. Georgia laying 4 at home against Texas A&M. Texas, Oklahoma. It looks like Texas, the 1-point road favorite there in that one. And Arizona State, an early start here. Arizona 14.5 on the road in that one. And that they had a close one in their first battle in that one. So those are your notable games here. We're going to cover noon and include the 2:30 Eastern time. We start with the Alnitas.
All right, including the 2:30 you said?
Yes.
All right, so first up, I'm going to look at total here. I looked at this Pittsburgh-Clemson game. I know it's a very small number. Pittsburgh also coming in 12-8-1 to the over, but Clemson coming in playing some great defense. Also, they're 12-8 to the under, and these are two teams that play at a really slow pace. So take a small shot here on the under. Again, not going to go too crazy with it because, again, that number is pretty low. Another one I looked at here was kind of like NC State over Wake Forest, a team that's been shooting the ball really well from deep. Again, playing some pretty good defense as well on the other side. Traveled pretty well, 4-1 on the road, coming in as the much hotter team as well. So I'll lay it with NC State. Now this number is starting to climb a little bit, but still on NC State there. St. Joseph over LaSalle. Yeah, I like St. Joseph to go and get the job done there as well. Just been the much better team. Now the team that hasn't traveled as well, just 2-6 on the road, but I think they go out there and get the job done in this matchup.
Yeah, from El Nino is what I think about these games here. I'll lay it with Houston. Since Houston's second in offensive efficiency in the Big 12. Good 2-point shooting team, great at the free throw line. They secure the basketball. Second defensively, very strong defensive team. Cincinnati is last in offensive efficiency in the conference. They're only 26% from 3, 71% on the line, and they don't defend the 3 ball very well. Cougars have covered 4 of 5 with great defense. And you look over the past month, Cincinnati shooting just 41%, 26% from 3. I can only look at Houston in that spot. Yeah, I'll lay it here with Xavier here at home against DePaul. DePaul still looking for that first road win for them. It's not been good for them on the road in the Big East as well as in the non-conference. Musketeers have covered 4 of 6 with really good shooting. DePaul on the road shooting just 43%, 32% from 3. DePaul is 10th in offensive efficiency, a team that turns the ball over. They don't make their threes. They don't make they don't hit their free throws. They don't defend the 3 very well. So I can only look here at Xavier in that spot. And another one here in this game. What do we got here? We're going to go to 2:30. So I'm going to cover the San Diego State. I'll take the Aztecs plus the 6 against Utah State. Aztecs have covered 5 of 7 with really good shooting. Utah State defensively in the Mountain West, they struggle on the glass, giving up 35% from 3. They only hit 70% on the line in conference, but you look at the Aztecs, second in defensive efficiency. They force turnovers, defend the 3. Very good 2-point shooting defense are these Aztecs. Also second in effective field goal shooting, 38% from 3, 55% inside. I'll look at San Diego State there to make that cover. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. We'll go to block 2, and in block 2, we're going to cover the games at 3 Eastern time and include the games here at at 4:30 Eastern time. So we'll go in this one from 3 Eastern, include the 4:30 Eastern time. A lot of games in this block. Let's see what some of the notable games are in this block here today. Baylor, West Virginia 3 or 2.5 here in that Big 12 encounter. Also, Cal at Miami. It looks like Miami going to lay doubles here, 10.5 in that one. What else do we have in this block? BYU, Kansas is your big game here at 4:30. It looks like Kansas 4.5 here at home against BYU in that one. So those are your notable games here in this block. Of course, in this block, we're covering the games here at 3 Eastern, and we will include the games here at 4:30 Eastern time. So the 5 o'clock Eastern and later will be in block 3. We start with El Ninos.
Yeah, I was looking at a couple of those big games. First up, I kind of like West Virginia here at home. Now it looks like, a little bit of money has come in on Baylor, and if you look at the stat sheet, Baylor might look like the better team in a lot of those categories. But West Virginia still 13-0 at home. Baylor just 1-4 on the road, so I think West Virginia defends its home court in that one. And then, that BYU Kansas game. It's a small lean to BYU for me, but I like to play on the total better here. I like an under in this one. Two teams trending that way. Kansas 14-6 to the under, and plays at a very slow pace. On the other side, BYU is 11-9 to the under. So I like this one to stay under the total.
Yeah, from El Ninos here. I tell you what I like in this block. Cal Baptist and UT Arlington. I'll take the home team, Arlington, in this spot. UT Arlington is first in defensive efficiency in the WAC, very strong in the glass, great defending the 3 and around the bucket. They're also third in the conference in offensive efficiency. They hit their threes, hit their free throws. Cal Baptist offensively in the conference, they turn the ball over. Not a very good three-point shooting team. They don't force turnovers offensively in conference. On the road, Cal Baptist does 32% from 3 there. And they don't defend the 3 very well on the road. And Arlington here, very good in defensive form right now. I look at UT Arlington in that one. Yeah, I agree with Al. I like West Virginia at home. They've been a really good home team this year. Baylor has just been terrible in the Big 12 this season. 1-7 in conference play. They're not very good. They've lost 1-3 on the road this year. But as El Nino said, West Virginia, a very good home team. But Baylor, 15th in effective field goal shooting in the Big 12. And a team that turns the ball over. They don't make their threes. They don't make their twos. They're 65% at the line. And they're also 12th in defensive efficiency. They don't force turnovers and give 38% from 3. This is a Baylor team that's failed to cover 7 of 8 with really bad defense. Mountaineers, a very good home shooting team and defend well at home. I go with El Ninos here. I like West Virginia there in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tomix Morning Show as we move over here. Well, actually, let's see. We're going to do 7 Eastern. So there's another game for me here I'm going to cover. I just want to make sure this is in this block. Yeah, I'm going to cover this one. Okay. Indiana, UCLA. I'm going to go ahead and lay it here with UCLA. UCLA is defending the ball very well, been very good at home this season. They're third in effective field goal defense, holding teams to 29% from 3, 54% inside. They force turnovers against the conference, and a team that hits their threes and secures the basketball against the conference. Indiana, 13th in effective field goal defense, giving up 56% from 2. They struggle offensively on the glass in conference play. On the road, Indiana just shooting 42%, 32% from 3. But the Bruins defense has been really tight here over the past month. I'll look at UCLA in that spot. And what else do we have in this one here? That looks like it'll be the game here for me. Those are the games for me in this block. All right, let's continue here on the Tomix Morning Show as we go over to block. This is the block 4, right? We're in the last block of games. Are we? Or we're not? Wait a minute. Hang on a second.
I don't think I did my block 3.
No, go back to El Ninos for block 3. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I agree with you on UCLA. Yeah, another thing I'd throw in there is that big home court advantage. Again, 12-0 at home. Indiana has not traveled particularly well, going just 2-4 on the road. So I'm with you on UCLA and that one. And where did that go to? 6:30 included?
We included 6:30. Yep.
So I looked at this total in this Kentucky-Arkansas matchup. Now Kentucky is trending to the under, coming in at 12-9 to the under there. But Arkansas on the other side, 11-10 to the over, and plays at a much faster pace. And maybe more importantly here, 8 of the last 10 meetings have gone over the total. So I'll take an over in that one. And kind of like George Mason again here over the Bonnies. Let us down the other day, but again bounced right back, and I think they keep rolling here. They've been playing some great basketball. Just 3-2 on the road, but I think they come out here and get the job done in this one.
There from El Ninos. All right, yeah, we got back on par here. There. All right, we'll cover in the final block. We'll cover the games at 7 Eastern time and all the way to the final game at 10:30 Eastern time. Some of the notables here in this block will include Rutgers, USC. USC going to lay a bundle at home, 12.5 there. Let's see what else we have in this block here, in this late block. UConn and Creighton. UConn's now up to an 8-point favorite in this one, 141.5 the total. Road favorite there for UConn. Murray State, Belmont, pretty good mid-major game here. Belmont 4.5 at home against Murray. See what else we have here in this late block. Also, we've got, let's see, great, your last game is your best one here. St. Mary's, Gonzaga. Gonzaga coming down, an opener of 11. They're coming down to 9. We're seeing an 8.5 in the marketplace, total 145.5. Your notable games here. Auburn, Tennessee also in this block. Tennessee laying 5.5 against Auburn. And we'll go back to El Ninos.
Yeah, a couple I was looking at here was let's start off with that UConn Creighton game. Yeah, UConn having a great season again. Just one loss, 4-point loss to this undefeated Arizona team. So again, can't fault them too much for that one. And a lot of that success again has come thanks to its very solid defense here. We got two teams trending at 12-9 to the under on the season, and 9 of the last 10 meetings have gone under. So I'll take this one to stay under the total. And it was kind of small lean to Auburn over Tennessee there for me. But again, not that I'm rushing to bet. I like that under in the UConn Creighton game much better than that block.
There we go from El Ninos here. Tawadak in this block here. I'm going to go very small conference here. With started off, I'll take St. Francis here in this one, laying the point against New Haven. St. Francis team that secures the basketball in the NEC. They hit 38% from 3, a team that forces turnovers defensively. But you look at New Haven, 8th in offensive efficiency in the NEC. They turn the ball over weak on the glass. They don't make the threes, terrible at the line, and they don't force turnovers defensively in the conference. Struggles from 3-point distance in defense. St. Francis has covered 7 of 9 with good 3-point shooting. New Haven on the road just 41% shooting, 27% from 3. I'll take St. Francis there in that one. Of course, New Haven, their first year in D1 college basketball playing in the NEC. UConn Creighton, I'll take the points with Creighton. It's now up to 8. My goodness, it was 6.5 last night. You know, Creighton is first in effective field goal shooting in the Big East. They hit their threes, 58% from 2, 77% at the line, strong on the glass. But, UConn has failed to cover 7 straight. Now, when you look at UConn's numbers, they have great offensive shooting numbers. They have great defensive numbers. But the reason they don't cover is because they turn the ball over and they don't make their free throws. 71% the line, they turn the ball over. That's why I always say I don't like these teams that turn the ball over because, despite good shooting defensive numbers, when you turn the ball over and you don't make your free throws, guess what happens? You don't cover spreads. They don't cover spreads. They fail to cover 7 straight. So I'll look at Creighton at now 8 points in this one. Yeah, you're swell. There are some 8s at Pinnacle and at Circa. All right, you guys in Circa in Vegas, you just look at the turnovers and free throw numbers before you start putting your money on UConn in this game. Just saying. All right, St. Mary's and Gonzaga. I'll take the points with St. Mary's here. St. Mary's numbers are just phenomenal. I know it's WCC play. They are pretty impressive in the non-conference, but you look at the scales here. This is a team in the WCC that sits second in offensive unaffected field goal defense. The whole team's at 30% from 3, 49% from 2. Looking here offensively, they are second in offensive efficiency in the WCC, 41% from 3, 81% at the line. I'll look at the Gales here to get it done in that spot. All right, let's continue here on Tony Sports. So shout out there to DeAndre here, liking his Texas in this one. And Alessandro waking up from the Look Ahead show, getting ready for that big UFC card today on Paramount Plus tonight. All right, we got you through the college hoops. Any game you might have missed, El Ninos, from college? So we're looking at some of these
No,
line
just
moves.
actually one thing I wanted to add. One of the reasons I didn't like Auburn as much is we may be a little late to that party. We opened at a much better number, 6.5, I believe, now down 4.5 or so. So again, maybe late to that party, but still kind of liked the points with Auburn.
Yeah, we're seeing Virginia Tech get the money here against Duke. Duke opened 12.5, now down to 11.5. We're starting to see some money on Toledo as Ball State's gone. I'm sorry, we're seeing on Ball State as Toledo's gone from a 9 to an 8.5 point favorite. Just lighting up my screen right now is that game. Just trying to see if there's any notable line moves. Big move on the total in the game between Stonehill and Lemoyne was there to the over there, over money coming in that game. But any other notable line moves that I'm looking at here? Nothing recent on my screen, but we're ready to roll to hockey. So we'll continue here on the Tony Morning Show. We'll move over to NHL card. Big card here from the NHL. What we do here with what we do in the mornings, we just ask cappers, just give us what you got from the NHL. We go on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, quite the card today, and actually quite a few good matchups, and I think some pretty decent shots to make some money as well here. Starting off with this early game. Kind of like it quite a bit here. I like the Kings to get the job done here. Now, neither of these teams playing particularly well, but the Kings have been slightly better here and won 4 of the last 5 meetings as well. So I'll take a shot on the Kings there in that very early one, 12:30 Eastern, starting that one. So don't wait too long to place your bets on that one if you agree with me. Avs, Red Wings, probably one should probably watch rather than bet, but I think the value is on these Red Wings here at home. Now, the Avs have won 9 of the last 10 meetings, but I think the Red Wings just playing the better hockey right now, and the Avs not looking too good coming into this matchup, so take a small shot maybe here on the Red Wings at home. Another team that hasn't looked too good as these Rangers here coming in, having lost 8 of their last 10. Pittsburgh actually been playing some pretty good hockey coming into this one, but I just think they're way overpriced here. And maybe they decide to show up for this matchup. They've won 7 of the last 10 meetings here against these Penguins, and this is still a very talented team that could wake up on any given Saturday, I guess. So let's take a small shot here on the Rangers. Again, probably nothing too crazy here, just a tiny shot on the Rangers. Moving on down the card, I like the Sharks here in Calgary. Again, not quite getting the big plus money we'd like to, but again, just playing the better hockey right now. So again, we're not laying any juice with them, so I'll take a small shot on the Sharks. Another good matchup here, Jets-Panthers. Could definitely make a case for the Panthers at home, and they did win the last meeting 2-1 in shootouts, actually, so I had to go all the way there for them to get the job done. But the Jets had won 5 of the last 6 meetings before that, so I may maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment here with these Jets, but I may take a small shot on the Jets here, getting a little plus money. Moving on down. Sorry, a little all over the place here. Yeah, the Islanders been playing some pretty good hockey here. They are at home. A little juicy maybe, but might be worth laying that little bit, that small price there with the Islanders at home, given the way they've been playing there. Another team that's a little bit juicier at home is the Senators. I think they can get the job done over these Devils at home. Maybe put a little bit on the puck line here to bring this price down a little bit, or take them in regulation if you prefer that. The Blue Jackets on the back-to-back here. We talked about it was a good spot for them yesterday with the rest advantage. I think same can be said here for these Blues. Unfortunately, they haven't been playing as well as the Blue Jackets have, but if I had to bet that one, maybe a small shot on the Blues. Not one I'm rushing to bet, though. And I like the Oilers there over the Wild. Should be another pretty good matchup, but I think the Oilers should get the job done on their home ice. And to wrap it up, I just think the Golden Knights are way overpriced in that one. So if I had to bet that one, I'd take a small shot with the value on the Kraken.
There we go here from El Nino's question in the chat. What about Texas Tech? Yeah, I looked at the game. I could pick a point spread winner. the money. It opened Texas Tech 5. It's come down to 4.5. The one that the Texas Tech only 3 road games in conference, and one of those games in conference for Texas Tech there obviously was their loss at Houston by 4 in a hard not fight game. But the one that scares me here was that they only got past Colorado by 2. I know that was high elevation. They pounded Baylor. Baylor's a bad team this year in Big 12 play. I did not have a strong opinion in that game, in that UCF and Texas Tech game. It kind of drew my attention to watch it. But, of course, UCF's only home conference loss came against Arizona, getting pounded. They lost in the non-conference to Vanderbilt, but home wins against Arizona State just by 3. Here, they beat Cincinnati at home by 1. Just for me, a good game to watch. I don't see it as a bet. For me, I didn't find it as a good betting game. That's all I got to say. I mean, that's when I'm giving out free picks on New Haven and St. Francis, I'm looking at the entire board. So I looked at the entire board. I just found 9 good games to bet on, and out of those, I picked my 3 best as premiums, or 4 best as premiums. So yeah, that did not make my want to bet list in that one. I just it's picking the spreads here. And for me, I'm very disciplined in my approach. I just didn't see the line value there for either side. All right, let's continue here on this morning's show. Appreciate all the picks. You guys are more than welcome to put your picks in the chat. I know some shows don't like that. They think that you're trying to get over on them, but we don't mind it here. You guys can put your picks in there as long as you put them in before they start, right? So for me, the issue is don't say, I had this team yesterday, I had that team. It's like, give us your pick before they start. That's what we like here. So we don't mind that here. That's the luck over there from Alessandro. So we got you through our hockey. Now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment, where our cappers give it a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. They make the call here. We go back to El Ninos.
Yeah, I don't know why I never seem too prepared for these, but let's start off with the Hornets early. We'll take the Hawks, and we'll wrap it up with the Mavericks.
Yeah, from El Ninos here. The ones I like here, I'll take the Bulls I'll take the Bulls in this one plus the points. I'll take the Mavericks plus the points, and I'll lay the points here with UCLA. All right. Good morning, everybody out there. We got our man DeAndre coming in here as well with some plays. Good morning to you. Best of luck, Chino 2501. Monmouth versus Hofstra there. This is one looking at there. All right. They're in that game from DeAndre, looking at the Hofstra side there. All right. We got you through our Parlay Purple segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Heading into a big weekend of action. Hey, I may even take your pick suggestions in the chat here, but we'll get that in a second here. So if you have any pick suggestions, game suggestions from college hoops, put it there in the chat. We can answer a few for you here. But first, let's see what we got for sale over at Tony's Picks. Heading to this big weekend of action from hoops. Super Bowl coming back here on Sunday, a week from Sunday. But you guys can take a look at our leaderboard showcasing our top performers. Of course, El Ninos amongst the top performers for 2026. Going to have some good days. You're going to have bad days. Just want the good to outnumber the bad. But for the year, you can't knock El Ninos here to start the year. Great month for El. 816 units of profit in 2026. That is based on a $100 unit wager size. So, El, what do you got for sale today?
Yeah, just so far, just my power play in the NHL. If you want to go check that out. Also, guess I got the Super Bowl loaded up. If you want to get your bets in early for that one. But yeah, go ahead and check out one of those long-term passes, 2-for-1 capper, or the 2-for-1 capper passes. Always your best way to go there. Pair me up with your favorite capper, and could be some steam plays today. As I said, a lot of big question marks in the NBA, and may get there with some more plays in hockey as well. As I said, quite the card there in the NHL. So get one of those long-term 2-for-1 capper passes and get those steam plays emailed right to you. That's
right, guys. Yeah, boy, down here is over at Tony's Picks. Power play on the board right now from L. Profit guarantee. Also, Super Bowl Sunday play up there. Remember, our one-day passes are profit guarantee. They must turn a profit amount purchase will be credited back to your account for site credits. That is profit guarantee. So get on board here with El Ninos over at Tony's Picks. And, of course, you could also go long-term with El Ninos with the 3-day, 7-day pass. Long-term passes up there. NBA season up there from El Ninos as well. So get on board and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. And you can also match up El Ninos with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion selecting El Ninos there with your other capper there on the 2-for-1. And don't forget, late Steam plays and props are also included. All long-term subscription, no extra charge. Our plays are in the system by 11 a.m. Eastern time, but we continue to look for those winners there when you during the betting cycle, and then we find those winners. Those are emailed out to you using the email you use when you sign up for the service. Late Steam plays that are entered between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, so get on board. All right, I have a best bet on the board from College Hoops and another best bet winner yesterday with Wright State. I'm looking for one for today. I got one up there for you today, and 3 other premiums, 4 premiums from College Hoops for me today. So get on board with me over at Tony's Picks, and make sure you use that promo code TonyT at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off. All right, guys, we'll get to your game suggestion in a second. Just want to remind you that check out our YouTube channel here with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Hit that like, hit subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. And head on over to our YouTube channel. Type in Tony's Picks. Land on our homepage. You want to stay there. Easy to navigate that. Or any of our live streams will show up there. And of course, we have our archive live stream night moves with DeAndre and Ramon are up right now. Complete rundown on the entire card here. Long form format, kind of a sports radio meets sports betting talk there in the night moves there with, of course, very much a chat interaction with Ramon. I don't think he misses a pick from the chat in that format. So check it out if long form is your format. If you're a long hauler trucker, this is the show you want to watch because very thorough, in-depth handicapping on night moves and very lengthy. Also, the look ahead show here. The rest of the shows kind of follow this format that we have here. Like look ahead with Alessandro. The first look at these games as the lines come up. Just be patient in the chat. I know there's a lot of chat interaction on this show because it's the first look at these games. Let Alessandro get through his blocks, and then he'll address the chat. So just be patient. Some of you guys aren't that patient on the chat. You want everything an instant response, but Alessandro does a lot of prep for this show. He wants to make sure the information gets out. So make sure you guys let him get through his block, and then he'll get to your chat questions. All right, there. So check that out. Happy hour is the last look at these games before they start Monday through Friday with Rod. Of course, we'll have the Daily Dangle coming back here after the Olympic break there. And, of course, our morning show also archives here on the live stream. So 4 live streams up and running for you guys right now. A lot of great content. 1 long-form sports talk format like Night Moves with Ramon. So if you like the long-form format, that's for you. We have that for you up there on the channel. My compilation videos are up there as well. Hit list here from Chris. We got Bo coming with some props today as well up on the channel. So Bo coming in today with 3-pack. Our playlists include NFL, NBA playlists up there as well. College basketball is up for you guys. Got a lot of content up there in the college hoop side. Ramon came in hard with the college basketball today, so check those out. Games we didn't cover. NHL complete rundown of every game on the card from Ramon's monster card here from Ramon in the NBA. 5 picks, Alessandro. He's got the boxing for you guys for today. Also, 9 UFC picks from Alessandro here, right on the playlist for MMA. So Alessandro's ready to roll here with those fight picks, ready to go. Of course, the latest videos are up there for you guys. Our shorts are up there. Our shorts continue to populate a lot of content up on those shorts. Check it out there. Alessandro in with some shorts as well. So we got a lot of great content up here on the YouTube channel. Of course, El Ninos, you contribute here. Pretty much the fixture now on the morning shows we see here on the live shows here in the mornings and the reels that we put together.
Yeah, definitely a lot of morning shows. So keep tuning in early, and again, catch the replays if you can't make it this early. Obviously, you want to tune in early on these weekends with these early starts. But yeah, again, tons of other great content over there on Tony's Picks YouTube channel. So make sure you go there and check all that out.
That's right. Check out our live streams up here, guys, with our morning shows here on the live. Also, members feature. You want the plays early before we edit them out? Well, you can become a member. If you'd like to support us with the member, become a member. Not very expensive there. You'll get early access to my videos, raw, as we shoot them live, and then we edit them later. Well, you don't have to wait for the later. You get them raw you get them unedited here when you subscribe to the member stream. You get them before anybody else here when you subscribe. So you'll see some of our member videos up there when you become a member. But a lot of great content here on the channel, guys. Like, subscribe, set notifications so you're live with us. All right, guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. each time. It is the Tony's Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. Of course, appreciate everybody in the chat here with your contributions here. Cal Dog, always great seeing you here. Hornets trying to make the play-in tournament. I think they're going to make the play-in tournament there. Yeah, Hawks there. They're Hornets with the points as well from DeAndre. Check out the best bet from DeAndre over on the side for today. Appreciate you, D'Angelo here. Cowdogs got the Joker here at plus 255 today. Joker coming back yesterday. That was pretty good right there. Hornets are balling. Hornets locked in. El Ninos, that Super Bowl pick from El Ninos, indeed. Let's spend some money, like everybody's contributions. Mendigo there, liking the Bobcats, Hornets, Pelicans coming in here on a money-making Saturday. Yes, 5 live shows. Check us out there. Tribute to everybody here in the chat room. Thanks for joining us here. Of course, Rod has been right hot in college hoops as well. Money-making February coming up, so looking forward to that. So, we don't get any. It looks like we covered all the games for you guys. We don't see any college games. There was one. Monmouth Hofstra?
Yeah. Where would he go? There you go.
Monmouth and Hofstra. Let's see what we got here in this one. Did you looked at that, Nino yet before?
Yeah, I took a quick peek at it. I guess I'd lean towards Hofstra laying the points. Lost the game here. But they were just laying 8.5 or so at home in this matchup not too long ago and won that one by a possession or so. Let me pull this back up. But again, I think that gives us some decent value here on them on the road. Again, they haven't been as sharp on the road, just 6-7 on the road. And Monmouth is 7-3 at home, but still think that we're getting Hofstra on the cheap here.
What time is that game? Just so I can look at it here.
It is 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, let me go back up here. 2 p.m. Eastern time, Monmouth and Hofstra. Let's take a look at that one here. Monmouth and Hofstra, 2 p.m. Eastern time. A lot of games at that slot. Okay, Hofstra here. Let's see. Penn Palm has it too. Let's see what the line makers have it here. Monmouth and Hofstra. Right now, the line in that one is Hofstra laying 1.5 on the road. Hofstra, a team here in conference play. That is number 1 in offensive efficiency. Good 3-point shooting team. Makes their free throws. Although they've coming in here on a 5-game losing streak entering this game. So they're heading in the wrong direction, facing this Monmouth team. They haven't met here. Let's see, Monmouth and Hofstra here. They did meet. There was an overtime win at home here for Hofstra in the first meeting, but Monmouth here is Hofstra is a team that is in a losing streak here. But they are tops in offensive efficiency. This is a Monmouth team that really can't shoot the basketball, and they're a high turnover team. 12th in the Coastal in turning the ball over. Very poor 2-point shooting team there. They've dropped the home game against Drexel Dragons. Probably the best team in the CAA is Drexel, losing by 18 there at home. Also lost to Campbell at home. And this one, just because of the poor form for Hofstra, I'd probably lean Monmouth. Hofstra's on that losing streak here. I'll look at the home dog in the spot. When you look at this Monmouth team, they are second in defensive efficiency in the conference play. Very good at forcing turnovers. They defend the 3 and the 2 ball very well. And Hofstra, a team, as we said, on a losing streak coming into this game, is losing streak in conference play. In CAA play, they've lost 5 straight. And very poor with 2-point shooting, a team that doesn't force turnovers. So I would look at the home team in that one. All right. We got you through. Let's see. All right. We got you the revenge game there here from our man DR. We got you through the show. We're back again tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. each time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Any closing thoughts, El Ninos, before we close it out?
No, good luck today, and enjoy all these games. Ton of games today, so enjoy all your games, and we'll see you tomorrow.
That's going to do it for now. I'm going to wait. Bye, guys. You guys make a winning one. We're back tomorrow.